July 26th this past year. We're in the Winchester Gateway off Route 7 where the Martins and the Tractor Supply is. We've been open since July. It's just been going really well for us. There's nothing really on this side of town, so it was just a nice spot that I thought would work really well for something like this. I actually came here to eat at Foster's the week after it had closed, and I did not know. So I came in and I saw it was closed, and there was a little sign on the door that said it was released. I went home and I called them, and it took about 6 months to go through the whole process of talking to the people, trying to figure out the exact amount of money they wanted for it, and the time that they wanted it, and all that kind of stuff. So I've been doing it since I was about 15 years old. I worked in a couple restaurants down in the city. I was a cook, cleaned dishes, swept floors, served, I bartended, I managed. It got to the point where I was tired of working for people, and I figured that I've done pretty much every job in a restaurant, so I figured I might as well try to do it by myself. The biggest thing is probably the accounting. Doing the accounting stuff was huge because I can do all of my books here, so it's a lot easier to have everything here where I don't need to worry about waiting for anything. I know what my numbers are each day, and I don't have to wait until the end of the month to see how everything is. My parents actually have two locations, one in Stephen City and one in Winchester. They are more of like the ice cream and diner type, and I am looking to open up more. Really, as of right now, I'm really just kind of focused on this. We would like to branch out to do more or to expand on our current location. Right now, it's just kind of a wait and see kind of thing. Just making sure that the market's right. It's the biggest thing about opening up another one is just making sure you have the right location. You can't just open up something that you think is going to work, because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to survive because there's a lot of competition in the restaurant business. I want to expand our size. We have a spot here on the side of us that is vacant, and I would like to knock that down and make it into like a little bit bigger, like a bar area, have like a stage, do some live music and all that kind of stuff over there. And as far as the menu, we want to add a couple more items to the menu, just trying to change it up, add more of add some more items like a seafood items on there and all that kind of stuff, so it's not just your standard American food. I actually took out a loan to start, but I put in about half of the equity was for me that I've just saved up over time. It was a long time coming. I've been saving since I was about 15 years old, just trying to do it to where I can just have it just be me.
What was your largest startup business?
The largest one was probably the security deposit and the rent on the building itself. I actually this place was actually fully furnished, so I didn't have to worry about buying any equipment or anything like that. The biggest thing was just putting down the security deposit to actually open up the doors.
What kind of advertising do you do?
I do a lot of word of mouth. That's really the only thing that works. The hardest thing about advertising and like print and stuff like that is a lot of people nowadays don't read the newspaper, and if they do, they are doing it online. A lot of people don't listen to the radio because they have XM, iPods, all that kind of stuff. So the main thing is just try to capitalize on the people that are already in your building and allow them to go out and just spread the word about what we're doing here.
What's your favorite part about being a business owner and why?
The favorite part is the people that I get to meet. I've met so many people in the last 5 to 6 months that it's just a completely different environment. Just being an employee somewhere, you get to develop relationships with many different people. But as the owner, man, you just meet so many people, and you get to you get friends in all the different trades and everything. So it's a lot of fun. Average day, I usually come in around 9 or 10 in the morning. Start off when I come in, I normally do some things with the computer, do some numbers. I do some prep usually around 10:30 or 11. We have a couple guys that work in the kitchen that come in around then. We just get the line set up. All the servers are in around 10 and 10:30, and they set up everything up front. Our lunch rush is from about 11:30 to about 1:30. After that, we just get ready for the night, and then our night rush usually starts around 5, ends about 8:30 or 9, and I'm usually out of here by 10 or 11 at night. Before we opened, I was probably here about 80 to 90 hours a week, just doing construction stuff, a bunch of the decorations, the TVs and all that. I'm here just about 14 to 15 hours a day, just about every day. Don't get days off. I take an hour or here, or there, just to, not be here and go crazy.
Alright, do you consider this business successful at this point, and why or why not?
Yeah, I do. To me, it's not all about monetary. It's not about making, $100 million right now. It's all about, I've built a nice group of solid clientele. I have a lot of regulars. It's to me, it was about supplying the community with, good food, good beer, good prices, and just do it in a fun environment. There's no place else in town that has TVs in every booth. It doesn't matter if you're a football fan, a racing fan, a hockey fan. We've got everything on here. Like I said, the main thing was just to do it so where people have a place to go. There's not many places in the city that you can really have fun at.
All right, now you mentioned regulars. Who would you say is your best regular?
It would have to be Antonio. He is definitely been there to help me do a lot of things. He actually gives me a lot of good ideas on menu items and food and beer and stuff like that.
What was the hardest thing about starting a business?
The hardest part is the time. I just had a baby about a year ago. The hardest thing about it is the time that you have to invest in being in here. You don't get to spend much time having a life. Your life pretty much becomes this. Your employees and your regular customers pretty much become your extended family. The hardest part is not being able to have that personal life. But it'll pay off somewhere down the line. That's the whole goal of being your own boss.
Who's your biggest competition in town?
Our biggest competition, I'd say, would be the chain restaurants. It doesn't matter which ones. All the chain restaurants, Chili's, Glory Days, Fridays, all that kind of stuff. It's hard for us to compete with them just because they buy on such a national level that they get a better deal on food and everything else. So my big thing is to supply a better quality of service and a better quality of food. They can buy stuff a lot cheaper than I can and sell it for cheaper, but I can make it a lot more fresh. All of our meat is fresh, all of our chicken's fresh. Everything that we do here is fresh. So that's our main goal, is to do everything just a little bit better than they can.
What are your most popular items on your menu?
Our chicken drummies. It's our version of the chicken wing. It's a whole leg that we just cut and serve. They are nothing like we've ever had before. We have 5 or 6 different kinds of burgers. We do steaks that are marinated. We do ribs, chicken.
What's up? Can I get another beer? Thank you.
As of now, it does. I am actually taking a paycheck now. I didn't to start with. The big thing about that is the money that I'm paying myself is basically money that I use to live off of and to a backwards support of the business. Because without that, there's no way to survive.
I like drinking your beer and eating your food. Where do you see yourself in 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years?
2 years, hopefully we've expanded over. That is the big goal. 5 and 10 years down the road, it really depends on the economy and how well we're doing. I'd love to have another spot in 5 years, and I'd love to have 2 more in 10 years. I have a lot of help from friends and family that are always there to help. But it's hard in this industry because you don't know what the market's going to be for food and all that kind of stuff. So really, it's a day-by-day change because the prices of everything goes up and down every day. You might get meat on Tuesday, it'll be one price. On Wednesday it's up 60 cents. We have 13 beers on tap. We are going to be adding on another 6 or 7 here in the next couple weeks. Our most popular one is Bud Light. That's the one that we sell the most of. But we have a strong collection of craft and microbrews. We have your standard domestics, your Bud Light, Miller Lights, but for the most part, our beers on tap are beers you can't get at most of the places. That was my main goal, was to have really good beers, because when you have really good beers, you have a different crowd of people. It's not your town drunks, which is not the goal for any restaurant. I have these guys, Antonio and Jimmy, that tend to love Oktoberfest, and whenever I found out that Oktoberfest was not going to be served anymore because it's the end of the season, I decided to buy 9 kegs of Oktoberfest, just so they could drink Oktoberfest through next year. The most popular one is probably the Sam Adams New World Triple. It's 10%. It carries the name of a Sam Adams, but it's got the alcohol content of a premium beer. It's really, really good. We sell a lot of it. It's very, very popular.
Anything you'd like to add? Any advice to me as a new business owner?
The biggest thing is don't be afraid to make mistakes. Sometimes the best things happen when you mess up. You need to take risks. That's the biggest thing. And just be ready to spend a lot of time working. Be prepared for long sleepless nights and a whole lot of stress. Come to McCoy's Bar and Grill. If you guys mention Antonio, I will give everybody 10% off of any food that they get.